Is it possible to live a life worth living in the way you want to live it without letting that affect you in a negative way?
Yeah.
In a negative way. Where do that start? Whose fault is it? Who's to blame?
You have to let go of the past. It's you because it involves you, but you have to let go of the past because it happened already. It happened already. It's gone. You can't. It's like the wind. It blows by. You can't chase it. The past happened. It's all about the present and the future, but more so in the present because it's happening now. You can change something now.
Right now.
Free noise. How y'all doing out there? Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all living. Hope y'all breathing. I hope everything is okay. New year 2025.
New year.
I got a new lineup and all that. I feel good.
I ain't get mine yet, but I'm going to get there.
You good.
But hey, look, for the new year, we're going to go on a journey. We're going to go on a journey letting go of the past.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Go on a journey. Yeah, you can go on a journey of letting go of the past.
Yeah, dude.
Because a lot of our past seems to, if we don't deal with it, seems to determine who we are, and it seems to determine where we're going. And so that's gonna be the new thing. Like, I know everybody got their resolutions and what they want to work out. Everybody want to get in the gym around this time, and that's good. A lot of people want to work on your mental though.
Yeah.
Let's get in the mental gym. How about that? So y'all go on that same journey with us. We gonna go on that journey. I don't think me and you really have too much. We don't got too much of a problem with hanging on to the past, cause we got a past. The guys y'all see today, if you do know us, you would never know our past was our past.
Yes.
You would never know that, like, oh, he been through that. And so I had to ask myself how. Like, I mean, that's just a lot of people in our culture, they grow up without a dad. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
okay, cool.
They grew up without a dad. How about this? Like, dad? He saw me.
What'd you say?
No, but anyways.
Daddy was calling.
Anyway, to that. Dang, I should have answered actually. But we grew up without a dad, and that affects a lot of people, a lot of men, young guys, and women too. It affects us. But is it possible to live a life worth living in the way you want to live it without letting that affect you in a negative way?
Yeah.
In a negative way. Where do that start? Whose fault is it? Who's to blame?
You have to let go of the past. It's you because it involves you, but you have to let go of the past because it happened already. It happened already. It's gone. You can't. It's like the wind. It blows by. You can't chase it. The past happened. It's all about the present and the future, but more so in the present because it's happening now. You can change something now.
Right now.
You can work on whatever you need to work on now. And I like that you said in the beginning, the mental, the inside. Right. Because a lot of things that are on the outside that we see in society attacks the inside. Mm-hmm. But a lot of problems we have on the inside is not letting go of the past.
Exactly.
Like holding on to that.
And then, right. So let me ask you this, or let me just make a statement about how we are despite our past.
Yeah.
A lot of people would suggest therapy, in which that is for people. If you should do therapy. If you have some traumatic past, you should. I'm not gonna knock it.
Yeah.
But we haven't did any hard therapy, despite some of the things a human and not even just a human, a young boy should not see growing up, and yet we're able to not let our past define us. So I'm asking myself, like, how is that? How is it that when I'm in touch with or having a conversation with a person, and the topic turns into not how they didn't have their father, and how bad it bothers them. I'm looking at how bothered they are by it and how affected they are by it. And not in a judgmental way, but then I compare myself and I'm like, am I affected? Am I this affected?
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm that affected. You ever had that feeling?
Yeah, because, I mean, we didn't have our dad in our lives.
Right.
But it never really had me. It didn't affect. I didn't allow it to affect me. The effects were there, but I never really allowed it to change me because I've always, for me personally, I am me. I can't allow even his past or whatever he's been through to maneuver or change my life.
Did you grow up thinking about that though?
No.
Or does it just happen naturally? Like, that's just how
like,
your way of thinking.
That's
naturally.
my way of thinking. And like I just
Right.
never hung on to it. Like, oh, and like I said, other people went through different things, but I never was relying on it. I was just like, all right, it is what it is. This is the hand I was dealt. And it never, of course, you see like you may maneuver certain ways because lack thereof, but
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, find somebody I have to dig in the past and say, oh, it's your fault I'm like this. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of these times that we're in now, just when you hark on the past, that's all you can rely on. You're only looking back.
That's fact.
So,
and when you looking back, you can't move forward.
You can't move
that's
forward.
just
yeah.
the laws of physics. But what are some what are some benefits of just letting go? Because be honest, I mean, does it? I'm not trying to downplay anything anybody ever been through, but do it matter the intensity of what you've been through in your past?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the benefits of letting go. What are some of the benefits of letting go?
Some of the benefits of letting go of the past is one benefit that I can personally say that I have from letting go of the past is ascension. It's really moving forward because, and that sounds general, but to put it more specifically, movement of any sort. You are paralyzed by the past. If you hang upon the past, you can't do nothing without looking back and saying, oh, I can't do this because of that. So a quick example that I could say on my end, I don't do drugs. Like, I've always been anti-drugs. I've always been like, even, and there is an art of peer pressure, and we've been through certain things. We've been around people. But when it comes to, like, drugs that I've been planted in my face, like around association I was with, I always was like, no. But it wasn't from a goody two-shoe. It was because of the upbringing I went through with drugs.
You saw the effects.
I saw the effects, which is that trauma actually built me up to be like, no, I'm good. I don't even want.
That's deep right there.
So, to put in perspective, I grew up in a trap house, more specifically a crack house. And out from the moment I was born, I was raised in a crack house. And I've seen a lot of things that will push me to see what drugs do to people. Now, me, I was always a thinker as a kid. I'll see like the closest ones I know, like loved ones, my family, on drugs, smoking in front of me, and I'll be like, no way, Jose. And I can never be in that position. It was scary, and it's traumatizing. But we have to as humans take that trauma and learn from it. Like that trauma, that real uncomfortable thing, whether it was us doing it or somebody else, and be like, you know what? I don't want that in my life. I seen what it does to people. Instead of, sometimes we can embrace that trauma and become the monster off the monstrosities that we have dealt with.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to really learn how to not become the monsters that you grew up around.
That's deep. That's wisdom right there. So learn from your mistakes. But that right there, learning from others' mistakes.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to go through the mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, but that's commendable because that's a choice. You had a choice. You made a specific choice You said, I saw this, so I'm not going to do this. It's like us without a dad. Okay, we grew up without a dad. We have children of our own.
Am I going to follow that?
Am I going to follow
Yeah.
that?
Am
or
I
am
going to
I
follow
make
the
the
hurt?
decision
I was
to not do
hurt
it?
by him. Am I going to follow that hurt?
Yeah.
No.
And that's a choice. So you're right.
Yeah.
You are responsible. The person is responsible for themselves and responsible for letting go so that you can live your life.
Yeah.
Because holding on to the past, I know what that feel like. You have dreams, and then you had that your fight or flight coming up when you start thinking about things that you can't let go of.
Yeah.
If that's you, man, if you that type of person, your fight or flight kicking in, because the thing is with the brain is funny. The brain can't differentiate what's real or not when it's in your head.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking of something, then the brain itself, the conscious, is not determining whether it's real or not. It's going to be real in your head.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of it, the brain is real in your head. And so your fight or flight kicking up, but it's something that, like you said, it happened.
Yeah.
It's the past.
Yeah.
It's not defining your present, who you are right now.
Yeah.
It's not going, and that shouldn't define where you're going. Everybody want to be happy. Everybody got a place where they're going, their goal. They don't want to seem lost. And so if you're somebody who's holding on to the past, that's the importance of letting go. Because if you do not, that's equivalent to driving and just constantly, that rearview mirror, if you're driving and you only look in that rearview mirror, or you looking backward while you driving,
You're crashing out.
there you go.
You're crashing out every time.
It's gonna happen every time. There's no way to do it unless you're looking forward. And so that one way to do it, man, is embrace it. I think that's something me and you did. We had learned, not even learned, like we just have always embraced our environment, like not embraced like take part in it, like you said, where you grew up, but when we think back on it, we embrace it. We actually make comedy of it, right?
Yeah.
And so people should get in the habit of, instead of being a victim, embracing what happened to you in the past and changing your perspective. Like you said, it made you stronger. Usually the things we've been through, if we can get through them, it makes us stronger. So embrace it.
Yeah.
And embrace we always talking about our embarrassing moments. That's us embracing it. But to an average person, they don't want to talk about
embarrassing.
They're not gonna freely just bring up what you just talked about, like how you grew up.
Yeah.
The average person. But because you can do that, I think that's a form of, because you let go. And if you can do that, you should. If somebody is struggling with not letting go, then they should try, first of all, talking about it freely, just like you did. That's like one of the steps to letting go.
Yeah.
Like an embarrassing moment right now, I'm put you on the spot. You give me an embarrassing moment or give them an embarrassing moment, because I pretty much know all your embarrassing moments.
Yeah. One of my most embarrassing moments. Here's one of my most embarrassing moments. I grew up in the church. I don't go to church anymore, and this is one of the reasons why. So, I grew up in the church, and I was considered what they call a youth pastor. And it was for the time, it was good. You know, it brought some peace to my family and stuff like that before we left. But the more I realized, when you're around people, it starts off good, but it tended, for this specific place that we were at, this specific church, it got weird a lot. But certain things just got very strange. But so I was the youth pastor, and the pastor of the church was really pushing me to be the next up, like, over the church, like the next.
You was like, get that money.
Get that money. Go ahead.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I'm happy I'm gone. I survived. But
survived is crazy, bro.
So I remember she would go on these campaigns, you know, to have these speakers come and put the spotlight on me. The spotlight. Now, for all people who go to church or who ever been to a church, realize that there's this thing called the Holy Ghost. And her plan was to have me, quote unquote, capture the Holy Ghost. Me personally, as a very self-aware / comedian, I for a fact was not about to let that happen, because I'm not about to jump around. I ain't about to go crazy. I'm not about to do that. I'm just no.
You wasn't gonna catch the Holy Ghost.
I'm not catching the Holy Ghost on everything. I'm not going. Just like some people like, I ain't get my chain snatched. Like, I ain't catching the Holy Ghost. It ain't going. So, this one day, this visiting pastor comes, and the whole time he's preaching, she's looking at me from the pulpit, and I'm like, she got something planned, bro. She's looking at me like, because he's up there talking about, we got to get these kids, these young guys together, these young people for the church. And I'm like, oh, man. It was like Men's Day, so a focus on the men. So I'm like, oh, my goodness. So after his sermon is done, she gets to the mic, and she's like, she comes to the podium, and she's like, yeah, we're going to have all the young guys, the young men come up. We're going to lay hands on you. I'm like, oh. So I close my eyes. I'm like, bro, she's about to try this, man. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. So I walk up there, and she gets him, the visiting speaker, to lay his hands on me. And he lays his hands on me, and he's screaming. And I don't know. It was a bunch of us up there, and all of a sudden, everybody cleared out. It's just me and him now. So I'm like, oh, man. So in my mind, I'm like, bro, I should have stayed home, man. So he is praying for me, and he's doing all type of gimmicks. And I can tell he is expecting me to fall out. So I'm like, nah, cuz.
That's insane.
I'm not falling out. I'm not about to go crazy. I am not about to catch this, whatever you talking about. I'm not about to do it. So I'm not about to pop, lock, gyrate, none of that. Yeah. I'm not doing it. So we up there.
The other guys, so the other boy, you said was other young men up there. He had did them, and
they just like I think they laid hands on them, but like I said, I was the main focus.
Right? Did they act out? Is what I was asking. The other boys that went up there when he laid his hand,
because all he prayed quickly on them.
Oh, he just prayed over him. Okay.
But then he smacked my forehead.
Oh, okay.
Like I already got a wild like pow. I was like, so he smacked my forehead. He had it for a while, like Jesus, and I was like, so he prayed for a long time, and then in his words he said something like, "Now catch the spirit," and I was like, and it was quiet. He was up there for a long time, so he was like, "Let all the doubt go, let all the fear go, catch the spirit." I'm like, we gonna be here all night. I'm not catching nothing you throwing.
No, that's.
Catch the spirit. I'm like, all right, bro, man. Suddenly, he ran out of patience. He had somewhere to be. I was not playing the games, and he realized that. So he grips my forehead. He grips my junk. And when I tell you he threw me, and both my legs went up. Threw me.
You was going to catch that spirit.
I was going to either fake it till I make it. He threw me. And I landed on the ground.
Hey, yo, that's kind of assault.
It was assault. Like I could have sued him low key, but I fell on the ground and I just laid there with my eyes closed, and the whole church got louder, started banging cymbals and drums, and I just was laying there like, what am I doing, bro? Like, what am I doing?
See, but that happened to you.
I was so embarrassed.
You let that go.
And I got up and I
let that go.
I would
not let that go.
I let it go. And, I took my studies elsewhere. And I'm happy I did. Because, that was embarrassing.
That is the benefits of letting go.
I let it go.
You let that go. Because if he went through that and that happened to him, then surely you guys can let go of whatever y'all did. But that's the message of the day we want to get at y'all, man. Let go. Any of that trauma in the past, any negativity, let it go. Get that weight off your shoulder, and live your life.
It is indeed a new year.
Live your life. But let that be a goal.
It's a new year, but at the end of the day, it's a new day. Every day is a new day. Period.
That's it.
Don't hang on to the year. Oh, I gotta wait till no. Every day is a new day to be better and to let go.
Wherever you are a year from now, it depends on what you do right now in this moment. Whatever happened. That's not going to determine where you are for a year from now. What's going to determine where you are a year from now is what you do right now in this very moment. So let that go. Let the past, whatever you did go through, let that make you stronger. Don't be a victim. Let it become stronger from it. Change your perspective on it and let go.
Yep, and we were dropping off all that weight. We dropping all the weight.
Dropping all that
the
back
burden, man. Get them burdens up out of here. Drop off all that weight.
You
This is our 10th episode.
10th episode.
10th episode. We made it to 10 episodes. We let go of so much just to get to this point.
And we still just getting started. That's what's crazy.
Yes.
So we appreciate y'all for checking in with us.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man.
We're going to let y'all go and get y'all year started. We're going to get ours started.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this together. But we love y'all, man. Always love y'all, for sure.
Yep. So remember to like, comment, subscribe. We love y'all. This is Free Noise.
Free Noise, baby.
And we are out.